Yesterday, the Supreme Court made a decision that will have a profound impact on American voting rights. ABC News senior political correspondent Rachel Scott broke it down. Take a look.
In a ruling that could reshape the future makeup of Congress, the Supreme Court limiting the use of race to determine how congressional districts are drawn, slicing away at the landmark Voting Rights Act, signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1965 at the height of the civil rights movement. It came after a group of white voters in Louisiana argued one of the state's two majority black districts was improperly drawn, relying too heavily on race. Tonight, the court's 6 conservative justices agreed. Justice Samuel Alito writing, allowing race to play any part in government decision-making represents a departure from the constitutional rule. Justice Elena Kagan declaring, if other states follow Louisiana's lead, the minority citizens residing there will no longer have an equal opportunity to elect candidates of their choice.
So, you know, this decision, we knew this was coming because they've been chipping away at this for a long time. The court said, you know, there's no problem with race anymore, and yet we're fighting every day talking about Project 2025. We know what's happening, and it's happening, it's gonna start happening to women as well. Because all these changes in voting where they're saying you can't use your married name, you gotta go get your birth certificate. You know, so this is going to affect a lot of people. Right now, it sounds like it's just affecting people of color. We know better. We knew this was coming. So this is meant to discourage you from voting. This is meant to make you feel like you don't have a voice. You do have a voice. Do not forget that. But do you see it as a step backwards also?
I think it's a huge setback. I mean, the 1965 Voting Rights Act was the most important piece of legislation in United States
People died for
history.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Actually, Justice Kagan, in her 48-page dissent, said that it was the most important piece because it was born of the literal blood of Union soldiers and civil rights marchers.
Yeah.
She wrote that. And it has been gutted. People are saying, well, it hasn't really been gutted. It has been. And that is because the majority opinion was written by Samuel Alito, the same judge that wrote the decision that took away a lot of women's rights. Right. 2 key points. He stated that states can no longer use race as a factor in redistricting, but states can use party politics. They can use party politics in redistricting.
What does that mean?
Meaning,
you can draw the line based on
you can
Republican
draw the
and
line
Democrat.
based on Republican and Democrat.
It's okay to discriminate in that case.
Yeah, it's okay to discriminate there. And number 2, the Voting Rights Act only protects against intentional discrimination. The problem with that is, I don't know about you, but there aren't that many races that say, hi, I'm a racist. There aren't that many legislators that write in legislation, we are going to discriminate against black people. So it's almost impossible to prove intentional discrimination. Right. And that is why, in my view, this is gutted. What is most troubling to me, and I think you and I, Whoopi, have discussed this, Alito argued that the vast social change has occurred throughout the country, and particularly in the South, indicating that racism no longer exists in this country. I can tell you, as a black woman, that my father was born in 1949. He remembers segregated schools. He remembers segregated water fountains. He remembers that he did not have full civil rights. And he told me when I turned 40 years old that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And he is still alive today, and I am still alive today, and I have been discriminated against. And now I have to tell my children that they have less civil rights than I did when I was born.
That's true.
That is disgusting, despicable, and I am devastated by this particular Supreme Court decision, even though, Whoopi, we did know this was coming.
Wait a second, what about Clarence Thomas? Didn't he stick up for his own group?
He did not.
He did not.
No.
And
He
by
is
the
part
way,
of the majority here.
Yeah.
this has repercussions that are bad for the whole country,
Yes.
regardless of the color of your skin. So if you think Congress is wildly ineffective, if you think Congress is incapable of tackling big issues like healthcare, the rise of AI, regulating tech, speech, they are. Everyone, I think, agrees they are. This will make it so much worse.
Yeah.
Partisan gerrymandering makes districts safe for the parties that are in power. It makes it so that more extreme people on the left and the right are elected, rather than moderates, than pragmatists, than people who are willing to work across the aisle. And right now, people are already gerrymandering. So in Texas went. Then California voted and decided to. Florida is next.
Hours after this decision, Florida gerrymandered.
Yeah.
And now,
it's
and then in Marsha Blackburn in Tennessee came out and said, let's redraw our maps. But my caution to Republicans who think this is a big win because we're going to get more seats, no. California down the road could decide to draw out all Republican districts because of this. Northern states, Illinois, New York, are going to do the same thing. It's going to further divide the country, polarize us further, and make it impossible to get things done.
It's not American and it's not democratic. As a representative government, the representatives should represent the voices of the people. They're reverse producing the country by party first, not people. And there's a problem there because the gerrymandering isn't going to stop and it's penduluming back and forth. What I'd like to see them focus on is less on election results and more on the job when you win the election. Because they're not doing that right now. And we're already losing time because now it's set off a domino effect. All the states are running back and what they're not handling are whether you're hungry, whether you have health care, whether your schools are funded, because they're so busy rigging the game that they're not actually winning.
Well, you have to rig the game when you don't have the numbers and you don't have the policies.
That's the only way they
You've
can
got
win.
to cheat if you don't have the policies.
But the other thing I want to,
sides though. I have to say that they drew Adam Kinzinger's district out in Illinois.
Yeah,
AOC
they've been
said
doing
it's basically
But the
open season
Republicans
on it.
did start this. They started
And
this.
I totally concede that, but it takes one side to lead, or it's a race to the bottom.
and here's the other problem. You know, we make laws to fix problems. We put the Voting Rights Act together because there was an issue. Because they were keeping people from voting.
Right.
They were literally shooting people. They were running them down with dogs to keep them from voting. Okay, let's start with that. So when they say that problem is gone, it's not gone. Because you're still doing it. You're still doing it. And what I don't understand is what is everybody so afraid of? Because I always thought, I was raised to believe that you and I don't have to agree. That's all right. But now suddenly, your argument doesn't hold water, so you're cheating. See, that we're a two-party system. We're not just Democrats, we're not just Republicans, we're a two-party system. So Ruth Bader Ginsburg said throwing out the preclearance when it worked and is continuing to work to stop discriminatory changes is like throwing away your umbrella in a rainstorm because you're not getting wet.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to say is voting in local elections matters more now than ever before. Think nationally, work locally. Think nationally, work locally. One more time.
Think
nationally, work locally.